I've never said this out loud before, not to anyone, but my best friend killed someone, and I've known about it for over a year. I haven't told the police, I haven't told my parents, I haven't even told my therapist. And every day I wake up with this pit in my stomach, like if I breathe too loudly, the whole thing will come crashing down. I'm 26. Grew up in Michigan, small town, one of those places where nothing ever happens, where people leave their doors unlocked and wave at stop signs. My best friend Danny and I have been inseparable since 3rd grade. I mean inseparable. Same school, same sleepovers, same college, even ended up in the same city after graduation. She's like a sister to me. Or she was. I don't even know how to describe what happened, or how to make sense of the fact that someone I thought I knew better than anyone could be capable of something like that. It started with a phone call. It was 2:14 a.m. I remember because I'd just gotten up to pee and saw the time glowing on my phone. I almost didn't answer, but when I saw it was Danny, I picked up. I mean, you always pick up for your best friend, right? She didn't say hello. She just said, "I need you." Her voice was shaky, flat, like someone who was either drunk or traumatized, or both. She told me to come to her apartment, now. Didn't give a reason, just said it was bad. When I got there, she was sitting on the floor in her hallway. Her hands were covered in something dark. I thought it was paint at first, or maybe wine, but it was blood. I asked, "Are you hurt?" She shook her head, and then she just said it. "I think I killed someone." I didn't believe her. I mean, what do you do when your best friend says that? I laughed like an idiot. I said, "What are you talking about?" And she pointed to her bedroom. I opened the door and there he was. Some guy I didn't know, lying face down on the floor, blood on the corner of her nightstand, the lamp knocked over. His arm twisted weirdly, like it didn't belong to him anymore. I remember whispering, "What the f?" And then my knees just gave out. She told me they met at a bar. She didn't want to hook up. He followed her home, got aggressive, pushed her. She panicked, she shoved him, he tripped, hit his head. It all happened in seconds, she said. She kept saying that. It was fast, it was so fast. We sat there for hours, not calling anyone, not moving the body, just frozen. Like if we sat there long enough, it would disappear. She asked me, "What do I do?" And I didn't have an answer, because I wasn't thinking like a moral person. I wasn't thinking like a citizen or a good friend or anything like that. I was just thinking if she goes to jail, I lose her. So I helped her. God, I helped her. We cleaned up the blood. We wrapped the guy in an old comforter and loaded him into her trunk. We drove out to this lake about 40 minutes away, one we used to go to in high school. It was cold. I remember that part so vividly. My teeth were chattering while I stood there in the dark, digging a hole with a garden spade. It took hours, and the whole time Danny didn't say a word. Not one. We buried him, took his phone, wallet, watch, tossed them in a dumpster by the highway, bleached the trunk, burned the comforter. By the time I got home, the sun was coming up. I threw away my clothes, showered twice, cried so hard I thought my chest would explode. And then I went to work like nothing happened. That was the part that really broke me, the pretending. Sitting in meetings, answering emails, smiling at coworkers, like I hadn't just hidden a body with my best friend. Danny, though, she was weirdly fine. She told people she broke her lamp during a drunk night alone. She joked about being clumsy. She even went on a date 2 weeks later. I started wondering if she'd always had this in her, if I'd missed signs, or ignored them. And I started having nightmares about the guy's face, about the sound his head made when it hit the wood, about police knocking on my door. You probably want to know if I ever reported it. I didn't. I Googled anonymous tip lines. I typed out emails to detectives. I even printed out the guy's missing person poster. Yeah, he was reported missing a few days after it happened, and stared at it for hours. But I never hit send. Because every time I got close, I imagined Danny in prison, her mom visiting her whole life gone. And I told myself, it was self-defense. She didn't mean to kill him. But that's not the part I struggle with. It's the part where we covered it up. That's what keeps me up at night. If you've made it this far, I really want to know, what would you have done? Would you have turned her in? Would you have helped bury the body? Or would you have just walked away? It's been 14 months now. I barely talk to Danny anymore. Something changed between us. Not just guilt, like something deeper. Like we both saw a version of each other we weren't supposed to. She texted me on my birthday. I didn't reply. I think part of me is still waiting for someone to find out. Some trail we missed, some camera we didn't notice, some dumb mistake that's gonna unravel everything. I rehearse what I'll say if I'm ever questioned. I think about what I'll tell my parents if I get arrested. By the way, if you're still watching this, don't come for me in the comments. This isn't some twisted brag or performance. It's a confession, a real one. I haven't forgiven myself. I don't know if I ever will. But I had to say it. Even if it's just to a camera, even if no one believes me. Someone needed to know. Now you do.